Hello, everybody. We're talking once again with Ross Benjamin doing our daily underdog value ticket. Had a little bit of bumps in the road on Saturday, but that's what happens in this business. And we're still with Ross 21, 16, and 2. So that is 5 units up, and that's profitable. There's 2 games on slate tonight that Ross likes as underdogs, and we're going to break them both down. Ross, first and foremost, glad to have you back with us. Oakland, a very hot Oakland team. Well, not really red hot, but 8-2 in its last 10, taking on a Wright State team, a team it just beat by 26 last week. What is it about Wright State with the 1.5 at home that you like tonight?
Well, something has to give in this game because you got an Oakland team that's won 6 straight on the road, and Wright State has won their last 11 at home. You know, Mike, I look at the first meeting between these two clubs at Oakland, and Oakland came away with a 26-point blowout win over Wright State. Yet you look at this line, and the sports books seem undeterred by that result. Now, the pace of this game is going to be really important, especially in terms of Wright State staying in this game and pulling off the upset. Wright State has allowed just 48 field goal attempts per game over their last 5 contests, and this is a Oakland team that likes to play at one speed, and that's really fast. They average 64 field goal attempts per game on the season. In their first meeting, they were able to hold Oakland to 55 field goal attempts in that contest, but Oakland did shoot 54%, so that sort of washed out the slower pace they forced them to play at. I'm looking at a Wright State team at home is excellent defensively, allowing opponents to shoot less than 40% per game. I like Wright State here to pull off the upset, mild upset at that, according to the line. And like I said, I mean, I'm looking at the opening line and the current line in this contest, and the general public has jumped all over Oakland early on here. I'm going to take Wright State, go against the general public, Wright State plus 1.5 over Oakland.
Yeah, and obviously the books know something we don't, or they have a feel for it more than we do. But I did notice also Wright State, they lock down on defense when they're at home. And it's amazing how some teams are able to do that and do it consistently. But they do. They hold opponents down into the 40% range. Oakland, though, 16-5-1 against the spread so far this year. That's a phenomenal record, as opposed to Wright State 11-12-1. And you had alluded to Oakland with the one speed, and they're fun as a fan to watch play. I love watching them play. Matter of fact, I caught a little bit of their last game, and what they really do well is distribute the ball when they're running. They really spread that out, and they're a very good rebounding team. So, yeah, interesting to see what happens tonight, and I'm anxious to find out why the line is what it is, but that might be that value that you find, Ross. All right, viewers, you heard it. Wright State plus 1.5 on their home court tonight against Oakland. Now, the second game, I absolutely am all over this with you. New Mexico State. I mean, this is a team that's playing very, very good ball. 9-1 in their last 10. Of course, these two teams haven't met up in a while. New Mexico State going to Wichita State, who has cracked the top 25. What is it about this game with the 15.5 that you like, Ross?
Well, let's start with New Mexico State. Not only are they 9-1 in the last 10, they've won their last 9 in a row. Obviously, you look at Wichita State's strength of schedule, they have a huge advantage in that department. New Mexico State, first of all, playing in the WAC. They haven't fared well against power conference teams in their non-conference part of their schedule. But, you know, they're riding a lot of momentum here. And this is a team that's shooting lights out in their last 5 games. 57% from the field, 44% from three-point range, and they have a plus 14 rebound per game differential. Now, that's not to say they're going to approach those numbers against an excellent defensive team from Wichita State, and they're certainly not going to dominate as such on the boards, but they could certainly hold their own in this game. And let's not forget, folks, this is a game that was originally scheduled in November and was canceled. November or December, I'm not sure, but it was early in the year. It was canceled due to weather conditions. So this is a game that Wichita State has been stuck with in the middle of their Missouri Valley Conference schedule. New Mexico State, on the other hand, this is a game they very much look forward to. Mike has alluded to the fact Wichita State is number 25 in the country. I believe that will change as of today's poll because they've dropped 2 of their last 3 games, including on Saturday, losing at home as a 14.5-point favorite to Northern Iowa. I'm going to take the healthy number here, Mike. New Mexico State plus the 15.5 over Northern Iowa.
Well, you broke that down. You did your homework on that, and the facts that you brought out there, Ross, can't be disputed. And I know Wichita State, they are a good defensive team, but as you alluded to, they've lost 2 out of 3, and that loss to NIU, that right there is going to drop them out of the top 25. And I think New Mexico State, as you pointed to, has that momentum because, hey, an 18-8 record, all right, they're looking at some possibilities and some chances, and they're looking forward to some kind of tournament to get into. So as long as they have Pasquale Siakam, and I might have pronounced that name wrong, but this guy's most likely going to be the WAC player of the year. He is absolutely consistent as what he is. So I think they're going to be fired up tonight, and they've had this game circled also, as you alluded to, when it was, I think it was the beginning of December when that game was canceled and rescheduled. All of a sudden, that is like a wrench in the wheel for some teams, and that's what this might be. So 15.5, that's a hell of a lot of points. Okay, Ross, thank you so much for being with us. Viewers, you heard it. Wright State plus 1.5 tonight, and New Mexico State getting 15.5 tonight. Those are the 2 underdog value tickets to bounce back on tonight. Ross, have a great day, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow, my friend.